Hey, it's Stephen here from Marketplace Superheroes, and today I've got something very interesting. Would you like to learn, like I am, a way to build a business that can support your Amazon business, but isn't on Amazon, but does involve Bing and Google Shopping? Well, hopefully you do, because today I have a really cool guest, Aidan, who's going to break down how phenomenally successful he has been with this. And just know, I am genuinely interested in this topic. I'm learning from Aidan and his partner, Steve. So look, watch the interview, see what you think. It makes a lot of sense to me. I hope it does to you, and I hope you really enjoy it. Hey everybody, you know who I am, but hopefully you do by now, and I'm here today, of course, with my new friend, someone I'm learning a lot from, Mr. Aidan Booth. Aidan, how you doing, man?
Hey, great to be here.
I'm glad you're here, sir, and you're coming in from Argentina now. I can't keep up with you anymore. You're always going somewhere. Where are you now?
Yeah, I am in Argentina. I'm in Buenos Aires. I've been out here for the last 15 years or so, which is pretty crazy.
That is crazy, actually. Yeah. Well, I know for a fact that you travel a lot, which is great. Buenos Aires is certainly not somewhere that I have ever been, but I think I have an excuse to go there now, so that's good.
Gotta add it to the list.
Absolutely. So look, we're here today because as a lot of the people, subscribers at Marketplace Superheroes know, I've been talking about the process yourself and Steve have put together and are teaching. And, I think it's a really intriguing model. It's something that I'm going to be implementing with the team as well over the next few months. And so I thought we would break down the process today in as much detail as we can in the time that we have available. So I suppose let's start out with kind of the story behind the process and the system, how it came to be, what it's called, and how it works. So maybe let's just start with the story aspect first.
Yeah, so obviously it's to do with e-commerce, so selling physical products online. And this is something that we've been doing since 2007. And over that time, our business has taken many different iterations. Started off with small sort of specialty stores that would drop ship products. Then, we got into doing Amazon private label and, a lot of what you guys have done so amazingly well. And then we sort of pivoted again to, AliExpress, Facebook ads, Shopify, into Amazon wholesale. And where we are today is we are selling physical products on our stores, but we are selling them from within the United States. So I should say we're shipping them from within the United States. And the model we call, the name of the program we call it is the Kibo Code. And it's based on a Japanese, very, very successful Japanese store, which basically loads up its store with lots of different items and then filters, the products that are selling the most to the most prominent positions in its storefront. Now that's a physical store, but we're doing the same thing virtually. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. It's been 13 years of iterations to get to where we are with it.
That's cool. And the reason I find it's very interesting and something that we're looking into is that a traditional sense, drop shipping is kind of like what you talked about, that it's associated with AliExpress, shipping from China, really long shipping times and stuff like that. And that's why, to be honest, we never really dove into it because we always felt like it was just too long of a wait time for customers. And also we just kept focusing on what we're really good at, which is private label and Amazon and scaling that out. But, with when I went to you guys' mastermind, I just thought it was really an interesting idea that you guys are doing. This idea that you're actually shipping from the United States, I think is a huge difference. Because I suppose, Aidan, when you're shipping from the US, that probably means that you're able to bring down that shipping time whenever you make a sale on your store. And just to actually, before we do that, I'll just clarify what the model actually will be is you'll have your own website, those of you watching, and then you'll have a whole bunch of different products on your store. You'll drive some traffic to those different products through different advertising methods that the guys teach. And then whenever you make a sale, that's going to be fulfilled and shipped by a US company. So Aidan, let's talk a little bit about that then. What are the shipping times like and how does that all work?
Yeah, so we typically can get a product to the customer within a couple of days of when they order it. So it's very similar to what you would expect if you are in the United States and you buy something on Amazon with Amazon Prime. And it's what people are really used to nowadays, and that's one of the reasons why the whole AliExpress plus Shopify, isn't perhaps as effective as it had been in the past.
Yeah, exactly. And I think as well, some people might be wondering, well, like if I had my own store, like why would they buy it from my store rather than go to Amazon? Is there something about the products that are different? What would you say to that?
Yeah, I mean, people, I think it's the entry point is what is the big difference. So if people are avid Amazon users, many times they'll just head straight to Amazon and they'll find what they're looking for and they'll buy it. But we're taking a different path to where that person comes into the funnel, if you like, and we're doing it using shopping platforms. So we're talking about things like Google Shopping, Bing Shopping as an alternative, and there are there's a huge number of people that use these shopping platforms. Many more. I don't know the exact numbers on it, but many more than most people would probably realize, and that's certainly reflected in the kind of numbers that we're seeing in our stores and other people who are using the same model. But I think that's the first difference. Secondly, Amazon has pretty much everything, but it doesn't necessarily have absolutely everything. So I think for people that are looking for specialty products, if they head to Google to start their search, and if you're using something like Google Shopping, now obviously you have an idea of how many people use Google. A lot of people don't even know that they're using Google Shopping when they're actually using it. So I think that funnels a lot of people into the stores as well.
Yeah, what I think about that though is that sometimes whenever people start talking about e-commerce outside of Amazon, it does go into the wild west of advertising. Like, I mean, in other words, I have these products that I'm going to sell. How am I going to get customers to my store if I'm building a store? And then you go down the line of, well, I'll run some Facebook advertising. As you know very well, you got to run a lot of different, ad sets, a lot of different campaigns to a lot of different products and find your winners and all of that. Whereas what I really like about what you're talking about here is you're kind of saying, well, look, there's other almost pseudo marketplaces out there like a Bing Shopping, Google Shopping. These are like different services that already pre-existing companies are utilizing, have set up. And as a result of that, you can leverage those like you would leverage Amazon, where there's already people there searching for specific products. That be a sort of an accurate, description of what you're saying there?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think just to distinguish a little bit between some of the other types of traffic generation methods that people use with Facebook, the thing that I think really got to us was that it became over the years less and less predictable. I mean, it was always unpredictable, but back in the day, at least it was still sort of viable and affordable. Yeah. Whereas nowadays, if we're running a Facebook ad, we'll say to Facebook, we've got a budget of $10 per day. Send me traffic, but we don't know if we're going to get one click, one visitor coming to our site, or 100. We just don't know. All we know is that we're going to spend $10. Whereas with shopping platforms, it's approached slightly differently. So it's more a case of saying, look, my budget is 15 cents per click. You're either going to get a click, get a visitor coming to your website for 15 cents, or you're not.
Stop for 1 second. I hope you're really getting value today. And if you are, what I want to do is have you type in hashtag Kibo Heroes down below and also like the video on the way down. I know this is a little bit different today, but I hope you can see how it supports your Amazon business in the longer term. And as I just mentioned at the top of the video, this will not be for everybody today, but I wanted to create as much content as I can upfront to see the value ahead of time. So hashtag Kibo Heroes down below. Let's get back to the video.
I mean, that means that you don't need to go out of pocket enormously. And, with Facebook, we would test sometimes hundreds of products to find a winner. Whereas we don't need to do that with what we're doing here because of the way that, the traffic comes in, if that makes sense.
Well, it's huge, and a lot of people don't know this. Myself and Marketplace, but in some of the different businesses that we operate, we've actually invested well over $1 million in ad spend on Facebook. So while it's not part of our Amazon strategy, I understand it in depth. We do it all the time. And I can tell you right now, like everything you're saying is true. And the biggest thing I think about what you're saying, which I love, is the fact that with Facebook, you're really working on likes and interests, right? So are they interested in golf? Well, if they're interested in golf, maybe they're interested in this golf accessory that I have or whatever the case may be. Whereas what you're talking about is better, I think, because you're saying, well, I'm on, say, Bing Shopping, I'm on Google Shopping, looking for specific products, and then I'm paying to get in front of that person looking for those big products, which you could almost say is similar in some ways to Amazon's PPC platform on their site. So I think there's parallels here, while also having a kind of an alternative strategy that people can implement while having their Amazon private label business up and running. Because at the end of the day, like, we're building businesses here that can give us the income we're looking for, you know?
Yeah, and that's absolutely true what you were saying about the traffic. Facebook is very much interruption driven.
Yep.
The thing that's so amazing about Amazon is that it's this ecosystem of people that are buyers, and that's very much the same with these shopping platforms. So if someone is looking for a golf bag and they're searching in Amazon shopping, in Google Shopping or Bing, if they're searching for a golf bag, they intentionally want to find a golf bag. Whereas if you're popping a golf bag up at them in their newsfeed, that's an interruption. So it's a very different style of traffic, and conversion rates are much, much higher than you would get from Facebook traffic or most other traffic platforms as well. And the other thing, just talking about Amazon, we've got a quite large Amazon private label business of our own, and what we're doing on these stores that we're building now is it's almost like an incubator. We're finding out what are the best ideas, and when we find a product that really takes off, but one of the very next things we do is we create that product ourselves. So we private label that product. We take, and then we can get that onto Amazon. So at that stage, we're getting the best of both worlds.
I love it. This is similar to a process we have a marketplace superheroes called our invasion model. And with invasion, what we do is we actually go to US distributors and suppliers who are not selling on Amazon in Europe, and we become their European distributor. So we partner with them, and we buy from them, but we do partner with them. This is similar but different, and I suppose the difference is the fact that you're essentially able to tap into a huge network of US-based suppliers that you guys have put together, and you're able to then build your own simple store, and then you're able to put a lot of products into that store and use these platforms to drive sales. So the obvious question that people will have, right, is, well, if you're in there's a certain number of products and a certain number of traffic mechanisms, am I going to be in a situation where there's not enough products for me to go around, right? I'm going to compete with too many people in one area or another area. What's your kind of take on that? Like, do you guys represent a lot of products, like so many that there's just so many options, or what would you say to someone on that?
Yeah, I mean, the options for products that you can sell are almost endless. Saturation is just a complete non-issue here. We're talking about tapping into databases with that we've built in this case with millions and millions and millions of products. And I think the thing that makes it also so powerful is just one product could do $1,000 profit, per week. It could be one product could do $1,000 profit per day. Let me just get these numbers right. And two products could get you, $1,500 to $2,000 in profit per day. So with a very, very small number of products, you can do the math on this and sort of figure it out, but you can make a huge amount of money. And we're talking about 50% profit margins. Our stores tend to have around about a 3%, 3% is what we assume is going to be our conversion rate on our stores. Yeah. You don't need to have very many products to have a very, very lucrative business.
And again, it's a numbers game like Amazon, right? So we're looking at number of sessions on our listing. We're looking at session percentage rate, in other words, conversion rate. And then really it's just a case of, well, let me look at my sessions. Are they low? I increase them. How's my conversion rates? Good. Okay. More sessions equals more conversions. When it holds equals more money. What you're talking about here is it's the same idea. Like, you create a situation where you can build these predictable metrics whereby you can see how many visits you're getting. You see your conversion rates, let's say they're 3%. And again, an Amazon conversion rate will be higher, but that's fine and it makes sense.
Right.
At 3%, it doesn't matter because you can still get very wealthy at 3%. You can get wealthy in some businesses at 1%. So there's no issue there. And so I love this I love this concept. I think it's great. So maybe for anybody who's listening and is thinking like it sounds interesting, and by the way, everybody, we do have a web class next week about this. We'll give you more information on shortly. But the thing is this, like I'm not very technical. I'm not like a wizard of advertising. What would you say to somebody like that? Is this still possible for someone like that, or is it for people that are maybe more advanced?
Yeah, no, it's absolutely possible. I mean, at the core, what we're doing is we're just setting up a simple store where you can sell your products, and there are different platforms out there that you can use to do that these days. We've built a whole software suite with apps and stuff that at the push of a button you can have your store up and running and making sales. And also, I think as a nice change from Amazon, and again, we love Amazon, sell a lot on Amazon, but what we're doing here is, because we don't need to go through that whole process of branding and creating a product initially, which could take, I don't know, a month, 60 days. We can literally get a product live and making sales the very same day that you launch the store.
Yeah, it's huge.
And then you can sort of come in, like I was saying previously, you find a product, a glasses case, it's selling really well for you, then you start private labeling that and going down that path later. So very, very fast is the point I was trying to make.
Absolutely. And I see that entirely. There's no question about it. Like, I mean, if you're private labeling something, you find it, you've got to get it produced, you've got to get it imported. And it's great because, you will make a bigger margin doing that. There's no doubt. I mean, we can't argue with that. But at the same time, I mean, the value here of being able to launch a simple store that is using a software that's able to, build a store with that. So you're not having to code things or anything. The fact you can tap into so many different suppliers, you can launch your product in one day. There's a simple traffic source that's easily learned, understandable. Like, there's a lot of positives here in this. And that's why I'm personally very interested in it, because, at the end of the day, like, if I'm going to stay on the cutting edge of things like this, I have to learn from people like yourselves who paved the way. So I suppose a question that is important is, like, you guys are doing this a long time. Like, I mean, over the years, like, you've taught this e-commerce and it's iterated the whole way, as you mentioned. Like, how many students have you guys worked with at this point? Because I'd say the number must be pretty serious at this point in time.
Yeah. Look, we started teaching people in 2007, 2008.
Yeah.
And it would be in the tens of thousands without doubt at this stage. And we get a real kick out of it. We really enjoy teaching, and I tell you what, we never get tired of hearing, the stories and actually meeting people in many cases face to face and seeing what they've done. So it would be, it's a lot of people, and I certainly feel pretty grateful to be able to do what I do.
Absolutely. No, it's awesome. And, that's why, again, for us, it's great to get to work with people like yourselves and, share this with people in our community, because, again, like, it's like anything. We're not saying today, and I'm certainly not saying, throw down your Amazon business and go all in here. Like, I mean, as Aidan said, you guys have multiple income sources, as do we. We run about 5-6 companies now. And I think that's the main thing here. The more every product you sell in different vehicles is another income stream, right? So, I mean, you guys now, you must operate a serious number of income streams like this at this point in time, right?
Yeah, so we've got 5 sort of main companies that we focus on, 5, at this point, multi-million-dollar companies. And this is one of them. This is one that we're definitely, when I say this particular model is one that we're focused on heavily at the moment. And I think the key is looking for synergies between the models. So I think if you're already doing e-commerce, if you're already selling on Amazon, then it's a no-brainer to try to find the synergies and use them to your advantage. So doing something like this, you're still selling physical products. It can be an incubator for new ideas. And it's something that you can also use to generate more cash flow for expanding the Amazon business. And one of the reasons you can do that is because you don't need to put down any money for inventory. So, me operating my own Amazon private label business, I know that, every few months I've got to put down huge amounts of money to repurchase inventory, which is great. I mean, it's a fantastic problem to have.
Sure.
But if I can complement that with something where I don't need to buy the inventory until I've sold the product, which is exactly what we're doing with our Kibo model, then it's fantastic. So there's lots of little wins, and once you get these different models working with one another, the synergies can be pretty amazing.
Yeah, I think it's huge. And also I think the fact as well that because you're building your own store, you're building your own sales in your own store, you're obviously able to build up a little bit of a database there, a customer database as well, which again, you can't do on Amazon. Like, I mean, I don't make any bones about that. That's, you have a lot of benefits to Amazon, but that is definitely one drawback. I suppose here then, Aidan, like there's such a long-term possibility here because you've essentially built this huge list of people who bought something. You figure out how to sell them more things. So it's huge.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't forget, talking about synergies, imagine launching a product on Amazon, a brand new product on Amazon, but you've already got, thousands of buyers of a very, very similar product on your store, and you've got all their email addresses. I mean, the type of things the kickstart that you can give your Amazon business at that point is tremendous. So that's just one example of the different synergies. But
Exactly.
yeah, absolutely. There's lots of different things you can do with, building your customer database and really owning that whole process.
Yeah, and there's a lifetime value there, right? So like somebody comes in, they buy something today, okay, you're going to put a little bit of ad spend across to like Bing or Google Shopping, that's fine. But I mean, the long term of something like this, I think, is where the real exciting thing is. It's great short term to be making, you're talking about some products maybe making like kind of like $1,000 a day, which is a lot. Like, I mean, if a product made $300 a day, it's fantastic. Like, it's $9K a month. Fantastic. But equally then the long term, what about all those people? Like they buy your Amazon products, they buy other things. I think that's huge, and so for me, that's, I think, the thing that really interests me a lot, in that if I can build more databases of customers who bought things, I know I can utilize that information to help promote some of my Amazon products in time. That's something I can do if I want to do. Or if I don't do that, I can simply focus on expanding my product range with the suppliers that we're talking about, and also selling different things over time. Even like you might be selling golf products, for example, Aidan, or whatever, right? And then you can sell digital goods at the back of it, like trainings and stuff like that. So the opportunities actually really become a lot more, as you kind of said, limitless earlier on. I would agree with that,
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's one of the key differentiators to how we used to build these stores, over a decade ago. We used to build specialty stores where we would say, okay, we're in the rock climbing niche. We're only going to sell products about rock climbing, and the whole store would be related to that. But now what we're doing is we're just throwing it wide open, and we're saying, look, this is a mega store. We sell all kinds of different things, from cameras to backpacks to cleaning products to everything, to cat toys, everything under the sun. But the beauty of that means that we can stock the store. We can have hundreds and hundreds of products in there. We're not limited to a single niche, and we can really double down on the products that are making the most, the most money for us, essentially.
That's great. So, well, look, I think it's awesome. We will have a web class coming next week, which I'll give more information on in the outro, as well as now at kiboheroes.com. That's the site you can go to get registered. It'll be live when you're watching this. So tell us a little bit about what we're going to cover on the web class. What can people expect by the end of the web class? What can they expect to have learned? Because obviously, look, we're going to talk about people enrolling in the program on the call for sure. But like yourselves, you guys provide a lot of value before you get there. So what would they expect on the call?
Yeah, so I think just something to whet your appetite a little bit. We've been speaking a lot about, how this sort of works and how the system works. One thing we're going to do on the web class is we're going to take a look at an actual site. This is a site that's made over $140,000 in its first 69 days. So we're going to go to that website. I'm going to load it up for you, show it to you, show you the top selling products on that website, go into the back end, show you the conversion rates, really just lift the kimono and show you everything that we've got there. So I think that'll be pretty exciting. You're going to see just step by step how everything works. When we're sharing our screen with you, we're going to be able to show you exactly how people come in at the start, they go through the process, they buy from, and how we get paid and everything else. We're going to show you how you can get up and running and literally see make sales, see income within days, and just really share more of all the different components that we've put together to try to make this, as simple as humanly possible for people that are using the system.
Well, like, I'm really excited about it. I've obviously had access to some of the stuff ahead of time, which I've been reading furiously and taking notes on. So, for me, I'm excited about going to the class and learning. And that's it. It's something I think people absolutely should consider. It's not going to be for everybody, I'm sure. But I mean, everything you've said so far, I think the benefits and the connections, what people are doing, are pretty evident to me. And, it's good that I get to kind of share what I'm doing. And like, I get to learn from people like you and Steve, which is huge. And also then I hope more people in our community take that opportunity as well, get some stores launched, and then, share the results. So it'll be at kiboheroes.com. I'll have more information just a sec for you guys, and obviously it'll be in the description as well of the video. But Aidan, I've certainly really enjoyed today's chat. I appreciate your time. I know you guys are really busy at the moment. And look, thanks again. I look forward to seeing you, Steve, and everybody in the web class.
Yeah, it'll be fantastic. And look, just if you're thinking about attending the web class, also, we'll be there, Steve and I and Stephen, and it'll be a chance when we can answer any questions at all that you may have, and just help you understand this, because you never know what, where this might lead for you. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to share more information and get to know some more of your subscribers there.
Absolutely, man. Well, look, I will see you on that call. And again, thank you so much for coming on today and sharing how this process works, what it looks like, and just appreciate your time, man.
Thanks very much. We'll chat again soon.
That's all we have time for today. I hope you got value and you learned something. I definitely learned a lot today from Aidan. It was a really cool interview, and I was really happy that we got to do it. A couple of things. Number one, we do have a live training happening next week with Aidan and Steve. I will be there as well. I'll be like you. I'll be taking notes and I'll be learning, because this is new stuff to me. All you got to do is go to kiboheroes.com right now and register for the free training. The link will be in the description, and also it'll be in the first comment as well. That's kiboheroes.com. It should be on screen beneath me as well. So jump over there, register. It's on next week, next Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern. And the guys are going to cover the entire business model. They're actually going to show an example of a store, a live store that is actually operating right now and is bringing in money every single day. Some cases, a lot of money. So I'm really interested. I'm excited to learn this. I'm also going to be doing this as well over the next few months, and I hope to document some of that here as well. So look, that's it for today. kiboheroes.com. Get yourself registered, and I'll see you on the call. Do say hi, and I'll see you there.